Good evening and welcome to the post-mortem for the meeting at Happy Valley. It was another wipeout for us today. We joined everybody else on the day that got completely skunked. Everything is jackpotted, guys. TT's jackpotted, 6-ups jackpotted. So there's going to be some big pots up next couple of meetings. So as long as the money's still there, we're still alive and racing. Race 1, Super Brother. Lucky Red went hammer and tong up on the speed. They finished up fighting out the race. Super Brother was just too strong late and pulled away. Pretty soft win. Out of the race from a futures point of view, Serendipity, probably one more run for it, and then we might be getting close. Shanghai Pioneer last coming around the corner and come thundering home, beaten 3 lengths. That's its normal pattern anyway. I don't think we'll be taking too much out of that race. Race 2, again, another leader-dominated type race. Excuse me. China Delight sat on the speed. It was travelling like a winner before the turn, and it raced away late to win very, very easily. Not much depth in the race. Race favourite was up there as usual. Step High, missed the kick. Was near last coming around the corner and ran on strongly. It's probably getting close to a win, maybe Shartin for it. Of the rest, they're struggling really. I mean, these are weak class 5s. Race 3, Home with Glory. Bit unlucky this horse. Got to the front and then 2 or 3 decided they wanted to go and attack it. Drove it mad coming to the corner. Fought them off easy enough, kicked away just to get run down in the last 25, 30 yards. Twin Turbo. Douglas White rode this one. It was well back. He's angled it out to the middle of the track. That seemed to be the go there today. The rail looked a bit off. Anything down on the fence seemed to lose ground. So Able Magic, it ran on nicely. Flying In, there was another one. It was almost last coming around the corner, and it was seen strolling home, beaten about 3 lengths. Rising Power sat on the speed, was travelling all right to the corner, got held up, and that was the end of the penny section for it. Last chance for it. It's a crowd anyway. Race 4, opening leg of the TT. We've got away to a terrific start here on the 8-all ways ticket, where the favourite and the short price favourite and the second favourite both missed. So we knew then that we were probably playing for a share of the pot. Croesus was a big run. Again, from the wide gate, he went back to last, come flying home. The 2 favourites chopped each other up in front and were left as sitting shots. Whistleblower, this is not its track. It needs to go back to Shartin. We'll wait for it there. Ocean Roar, didn't ride it that smart. Should have let the other one go and take a nice sit. Might have finished a bit closer. Brilliant Proposal. It was up there 3rd, and it battled on quite nicely. Sight Believer settled midfield, ran right up to the terrific first up run and got the money today. Of the rest, Amadeo getting a little bit better. And Fair Wind was a much improved run today. It was well back and made nice ground. Race 5, this is where it all started to unravel, not only for us, but for everybody else on course and investing in the TTs and the 6-up. All Win Boy, he dragged it back to last from the bad draw. He was well back on the rails. The heavens opened up. He got it through and got up to win. Naturally, we've run the placings behind it. That would have kept us alive in the TT, at least to get a decent consolation dividend. As it turned out, we couldn't get the TT anyway, nor could anybody else. It was a pretty ordinary race. Victory General went to the front. It capitulated coming around the corner. Probably just about had enough of this horse. Mighty Equus, huge amount of money for this horse. It was 5s into 2s. Never ever looked like winning. Never looked like running a place. Demon, they went back again and come running home. Looked a chance at about the 100, but it run just ended. It'll be much better next time. Fresh Air ran a good even race, as did Capital K. Race 6, excuse me. First up, a backbench Blues, settled back midfield, and went out very wide coming into the straight, and that seemed to be the general pattern. Made good ground to about the 300 and kept it coming, and finished up holding off Activism, which was last coming around the corner, and ran on strongly late to just miss. Very well, set the tempo and held its ground nicely on the fence. Dragon Pins settled midfield and was doing its best work late. Probably needed the hit out. King Arata, son, it was wayward all the way down the straight. It was travelling pretty well coming to the corner, but it was very green in the straight. It's got a bit of cat in it, this thing. We won't be tumbling into it ever again in anything. Sure Champ made nice ground late. Wait till it goes back to Sha-Tin. Race 7. A horse from the trials, both Sure. I thought the trial was all right. We black booked it, but I thought this might have been a little bit rich for it first up. Might have needed just half a run, but it's got up very late and run them down. It was a good win. Spitfire at a big price held on and chopped us out of the placings for second to keep us alive in the consolation, which as it turned out was a disaster because we doubled up going towards the end and finished up catching the last 3 legs after this, and we would have finished up with I think it was 1.6 we worked it out, 1.6 of the consolation, which is finished up paying 180,000. So it's basically cost us $250,000 collect in the 6-up consolation, let alone missing the 6-up. Yes, and Yatsen, it got shuffled back the last, comes flying home. It was probably the unlucky runner. Gets a clear run a little bit earlier. I think this would have run second and given us the nice collect. Of the rest, Turf Magic was a good run. The rest were fairly ordinary. Race 8, Ensemble was just too good for them. It went straight to the front and virtually gave nothing else a chance. The first 3 settled. The first 3 finished up running 1, 2, 3. Heaven is a racehorse. Now this is an interesting one. It's had 3 or 4 runs now, and this was a beauty. Came from a long way back, made really good ground late. Good run in this sort of company. Triumphant Eagle, it was an improved effort today. So those 2 probably from a futures point of view, maybe somewhere in a more appropriate race. Could be interesting, but the winner, it was pretty strong. Eastern Promise, solid. Roman Legend, this is not its track. It needs to go back to Sha-Tin and needs a wider draw. It doesn't like racing between horses. Race 9, this was the DT. We banked 2 horses. They finished up running 1, 2. Again, leader bias. They were both on the speed. They had the rest covered a fair way out. You Will Be Glorious did its normal thing, ran on home. Emperor Claudius led and held its ground late. Of the rest, the Untouchable Lad was making a little bit of ground late. It was a reasonable run. Not much could be said about the rest of them. Now in the last race, we were alive going into the DT. We banked Victor Delight. It settled on the speeds, finished a length out of the placings, but it was a poor run. I don't know what Putin was doing here. He was more content on pushing up and making sure that Douglas White on business as usual couldn't get a spot, and I think that's ended up costing him a chance of running in the money. He rode it a bit too hard early. This is a horse that settles back off the speed and does its best work late, and yet he was up there a little bit too close in 3rd spot, and his main aim was to make sure that, as I said, business as usual was working its arse off. He did that. Business as usual ran in the shithouse, and he wasn't far ahead of it. He's got this ongoing war of words with White. It's been going on since the start of the 2nd week of the season. I suppose sooner or later the stewards will jump on the pair of them. Rapid Fire. This was an interesting run. Settled last, and for some reason he got it in his head to take off at the 700. Went out very, very wide. Loomed up at around the 300, and the run told. Excuse me. He's got beaten 2 lengths. he sits and rides this with a bit of patience coming to the corner. Might have given them something to think about. Noble Deluxe, if he rides it like the guy Marrera rode Noble Deluxe and they come together, they run 1-2. It was a good ride by Marrera. It was his opening day. He was on a couple that started well in the market, but his rides were pretty good today. He's a good jock. Liberator was a good run, went mad before the start, through the jock, and then went forward. We'll wait for it to get to Shartin, 1800, 2000. It'll be in the finish somewhere. As I said, nothing went off again. The TT's jackpotted in total, the 6-up jackpotted in total. So it looks like we're shaping up Wednesday for double jackpots on Wednesday. Looks like we're also shaping up for double jackpots next Sunday. Saturday obviously is Cox Plate Day, so there's a fair bit of interest there for the Spring Attack guys. We must be getting close to Geelong Cup Day. I think it's next Wednesday. So also from the Spring Attack, we will be having a look at that race. There could be some betting, so make sure you check online in case we've decided to get involved. Probably at the very least, we may be involved in the quaddie and maybe a pick 4 in the Geelong Cup. Obviously, we go forward to the Cox Plate and then next Sunday to Shartin. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Hope you've had a reasonable weekend yourselves, and we will be endeavouring to get a nice collect and hit the front next week. Thanks, boys.